Hello, good afternoon ladies. Alright, I bought this object in a second-hand store a little while ago, and I was just looking at it there sitting, and I thought, well, let's do something perhaps a little bit different. And I'm thinking about things like shabby chic and steampunk and all of those sort of genres. And well, last night I sat and I was making some flowers using things like this, which I bought in a sort of a cheap shop or second-hand shop for about 40p. And I thought, well, I don't do a great deal of baking, but I've got some sort of like saved up, and I thought, oh, must sort of do something with them. And this is what I did. I made some flowers that I made from these little aluminium pie dishes. Okay, I hope there's not too much glare on that, and I hope you can see. Alright, okay. Gosh, this is my first video and how to, and I've got to try and keep my hands where you guys can see. And I've also made some roses. Okay. And some leaves, which I've cut out and fashioned using a stylus. Alright. So I'm going to try and attempt to make one of these. Okay. I don't have those inks that Jennings 644 has, Fiona. I don't have those sort of staining inks, so I'm going to have to try and find some other way of perhaps doing something else with these, or perhaps just leave them as they are, because I think they look quite good. But anyway, if I can keep my hands in, in shot, I will actually attempt now to make one of these. I've got my hot glue gun, which you'll need, alright, and you'll need one of these and one of these. Okay, so you forgive me using small or large scissors, because I know these ones are ones I can use, and I don't use them for cloth. And you just cut out the base. This will be fun. I think Fiona was saying the other day that this sharpens scissors. Well, I hope it does, because alright, so you don't have to sort of be too fussy with it, because you'll be using the base for other things like leaves or the centre of the flower. Okay, and when you've done that, you cut the edge off. I don't know if you can see there, like this. Yeah, it's spent a few happy hours trying to invent something with this last night, so and you're left with something perhaps you can use as a stem later on. And when you've done that, the next thing you do is you cut a little way down, leaving space at the bottom, because you don't want to go to the end, and sometimes you have to be a little bit careful with that. So as you see, this is what I do. About a sort of maybe a quarter of an inch. You don't have to be exact. Okay, I want a little bit bigger there, but I'm not going to worry about that. And you just cut all the way down. This is the bit that takes perhaps a little bit of time, but it's worth the patience, I think. just keep going down there. I don't think we'll need all of that, so we'll just keep going, keep going. I know that sometimes if I'm in a rush I can cut it off wherever you don't want it to be cut off. I think we're about there now, but you can use it all, or just some of it. So really what we're left now is something like that you've cut, and what you do next is you take two and you fold it over on to the first two, like so, and you just keep doing that. Don't have to be exact. Alright, so just fold them over. I know it's a bit fiddly. Alright, number was 2 there, so you bring that one over slightly onto that one. You can always manipulate them later. And you keep going. Okay, it's another 2 over that way. Fold. Sometimes it's a bit difficult, but you keep going, folding a little bit by little bit. You'll be able to see, you know, how you would want to do it. And usually by the time you get sort of like to the end, you just keep folding. You'll end up with something like this. And I tend to just cut off what I don't need. And I hot glue it just into a circle, which I'm going to be doing now. Okay, a little bit there, a bit gunk there, goodness gracious, and you just stick. Alright, and you're left with that. That's the base part of it. You can always neaten up these little edges afterwards if you'd wanted to. It's a bit of muck there, not there. Okay, and the next part of it is you cut up the smaller one. Okay, or you can actually just do 2 with the bigger one and just cut sort of smaller petals with it. I'm hoping I'm keeping in shot here because it's and then you're left with that, and you cut the just under the ridge there, cut that off. Okay, we're left with that again. You go through the same process. Now if it's got ridges, it's very helpful. So you cut down each ridge, don't cut it right to the end, you want it still to be attached. So you just do as much as you can. So you've got another sort of little effect here of separate petals. I think it reminds me a bit of a Rebecca, I think, as they call the plant. Or some people thought it was a sunflower, but I think it's a sort of a happy looking little thing when you're finished with it. So keep going. As long as you've got enough to go around the inner circle of the flower here. Right, now I'll see if that's enough. Okay, again you're left with something like this. Okay, still attached along the bottom, and just cut down, just allowing a little bit to keep it attached. Again you start to fold, and you fold. Doesn't matter if they turn round slightly, because you can always manipulate that, as I say later. Just keep bringing it round so it starts to form a circle. Okay, just using the 2 perhaps, and just pushing one slightly over the other one like that.